From here I'm going to inspect the trailer. I'm looking at the front of the trailer, the bulkhead area. I'm standing back and I'm looking at the light lenses. It just so happens that this clearance light on the front of this trailer has a crack in it. I'm also checking the reflectors. Now, I've not had reflectors on any other part of the vehicle, so this is not a duplicate item yet. So I'm checking to make sure it's not cracked or damaged and that it's secured to the trailer. Overall condition is good on the front of the trailer. I'm going to work my way down to the side. Continue on with the side. I'm inspecting this lens, the rest of the lenses that are up top for the marker lights. I'm looking at the frame portion of the trailer. I'm checking for any cracks or damage. And also I can tell that this has been repaired several years ago. If you see anything that's been repaired, just check it to make sure that it's holding up and it doesn't need any additional attention. Also look at the reflective tape that runs down the side of the area. The requirements are that it runs 100% of the length and covers 50% of the space. Now looking at the landing gear, I have support brackets and braces. I'm inspecting the hardware. I want to make sure that the hardware is in place, that it's not missing. And the support brackets are not bent or broken or damaged. That the legs are straight and true. And I'm looking across to the other side. All the angled steel is in place. And I want to make sure that the feet swivel. And because we're only inspecting on the driver's side, I want to mention that the requirement is that both legs would come down at the same time. We're not going to check that at this time. Once again, looking at the cross rails, the cross beams on the frame, checking for any bent, broken, or damaged cross rails, and then all the conduit that runs through the cross members. All the grommets are in place. Nothing appears to be broken or damaged or missing. Continuing on with our inspection, I'm going to inspect the back axle of the trailer. I've chosen the front axle. It seems to have everything visible. I'm going to start with the brakes. I'm inspecting the brake line. I'm inspecting the brake chamber. Push rod, the connecting pin, the cotter pin is in place, and the slack adjuster. And they do appear to be at a 90-degree angle. From there, I'm looking inside. I'm checking the brake lining, making sure that it's not excessively worn. Also inspecting the brake drum. I'm going to inspect the suspension. I'm looking at the front spring hanger. I'm looking at the springs, making sure that they're not cracked, damaged, or broken, and they're not scissoring. Looking at the U-bolts, inspecting them like I did at the tractor. Also looking at the rear spring hanger, and it is properly secured and mounted. Also, no missing hardware. Inside the axle, I'm looking for any hub oil that might be leaking onto brake components. I'm inspecting the wheel. I'm inspecting the tire. I'm inspecting the tread of the tire, minimum 230 seconds. I'm also inspecting the sidewall of the inside part of that tire, the inside part of that tire, and then I'll inspect the outside part of that tire. But once again, I'm looking for spacing for these wheels and to make sure there's no foreign objects lodged in between each tire. Continuing on with the axle, I do see an abrasion on the side of this tire, but it doesn't look to be excessive. I'm inspecting this wheel. On the outside, I'm inspecting lug nuts. I'm inspecting the valve stem and also the hub oil. On this example, though, it does have a see-through cap, and if I clean that off, I could see whether or not the oil level was full. I'm also looking at the sliding mechanism for the sliding tandems. I have 2 pins that locks the slider in place. They're in the locked position. The release handle over here is also in the locked position, and the sliding mechanism is not bent, broken, or damaged. I'm also inspecting the mud flap. It's the proper width of both duals. and it's not mounted too high up off the ground. The range for that is going to be between 6 and 10 inches. Here's another light that I'm inspecting. I've also inspected the rest of the lights up top. I'm inspecting the light lenses at the back of the trailer, and I'm also inspecting the light lenses up top. I'm looking at the bumper on it, making sure that it's not bent or damaged, and then I'm inspecting the door. I'm visually looking at all the hinges. No hinges are broken or damaged, and the door opens and closes. And when I open the door, I can see that the seal is in place, and also that it locks secure. Checking the license plate. This is a permanent tag, doesn't expire. And I'm also looking at the reflective tape. The requirement is that it runs the full length of the vehicle 100%.